Greetings and salutations. So, before everybody gets here, let me just put out a couple things about the shop, primitiverootsconjure.com. 2 days starting December 1st. Free shipping. Free shipping all month of December. And also, if you spend, what did I say that? $30, you get 25% off your whole order. So $30 or more, 25% off. Free shipping all month. Happy holidays, guys. Speaking of holidays, y'all can see it. Y'all see my beautiful tree over there? It's huge. It's huge. It's a bigly tree. How's everybody doing tonight? It's been a minute since I've been on here. Hey, Artsy Anna. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Jesse Sanchez. Randy McGill. Hello, cute tree. Awesome. I love my tree. It's a nice tree. My hair looks kind of funny because I've been working on my roots, so they're kind of sticking up weird. I don't know. But they're dreads, so you gotta work on them once in a while. So yeah, it's been a minute. I'm gonna stop doing so many lives all the time. Like, I'm cutting them back a lot. I might do one a month. It might be one every 2 months or something like that, but I'll keep doing them. Just not the same frequency. And I've been super busy. Hey, Gabrielle. Hey, Felicia Fifi. Is the music too loud? Can you all hear me okay? Yeah, super busy. Went back to my house in October and lots of things happened and lots of things need to be done and all kinds of stuff. So super duper duper busy and is always moving silent. So I'm not going to be talking too much about that. I did post a picture on my page though, guys. I have been given licencia to make makutos. I made my first ones. I made 4. I made 2 of these. I turned my ring into a makuto. If you're watching, Cece, that is now a makuto. And I made another one that I will never show anybody. They were my first ones, first try. So far, seems like I did them right. I've been told I did them right. So maybe at some point I'm going to offer them in the shop, but reading's got to come first. So we know how that goes. Hey, Artsy Anna. So who has questions? I have been busy. I'm sure there's lots of questions. I've seen a lot of fuckery. Lots of fuckery. Lots of fuckery on the Facebook. So much. I've seen people, oh my God, so many things. I've seen people mixing Santa Muerte with Palo. I've seen, what else did I see? I've seen so much fuckery this week. In my group, or not my group. No fuckery in my group. That's why one of the reasons I'm so strict about membership in my group, because I don't want a bullshit group like all the other groups. My group is full of real deal, people that know what the fuck they're doing, and it's not read my wax. It's not how, give me a spell for this or that. That was one of the fuckeries. Music too loud, y'all? Seems a little loud to me. Yeah, people bitching or posting in groups wanting to know who does work for free. Who does work for free? Do you do work for free? Y'all work for free? You go work all day and don't get paid? No. And when you try explaining the fuckery and the entitlement that somebody feels that they should get work for free, it's been a fun week. That was just one of the fuckeries. There's so many. I seen somebody appropriating every damn African religion and tradition out there that's not initiated in anything and went out and got baby tattoos like everywhere on their body, and I was like, holy fuck. So much fuckery this week. Hey Marlene, the wrench is in the house. Nothingness Chronicles, hello. Music is good. Where'd my chat just go? Oh, it like vanished. I was like, what the hell is happening? Okay. Sherilyn lives in rural Georgia. How do you go about finding potential godparents or someone to give a reading about entering a tradition? I've been looking into voodoo or Apollo. Well, first you got to pick one. You got to pick one. And then once you pick one, you go on a hunt. I mean, you'd be really lucky to find someone local. A lot of us have to travel to the right godparents because you don't just want to go to one because they're local. You know, I've said this 100 times. When you're seeking mentors and godparents, you got to spend some fucking time with that person. You got to make sure you guys are gonna, you're not clashing. You get along. Everything you think they're cool. There's nothing funny going on. You really got to get to know your godparents before you jump into anything. This is not a race, y'all. Don't jump into shit. Take your time and ask credentials. Always ask credentials when a potential mentor or godparent pops up. Ask them their lineage. Ask them their monanzo. Ask them their tradarama. Ask them, who their godparents are, who their community is, who their godchildren are. Talk to their godchildren. Are they good godparents? Lots of work, guys. Do not leap before looking. Take your fucking time. Georgia, you might be lucky finding some in Georgia. And if not in Georgia, I know many in Florida, which isn't too far from Georgia. I got to go halfway across country for my house, but you got to make sure it's the right house for you. Always take your time. So Sally Ann article, vegan voodoo. Yeah. More fuckery. People are ignorant. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm working through a block with family, a cousin. I was thinking in hot putting her. We have a family reunion coming up. I don't know. Should I do a sweet jar instead? So family, cousins are kind of extended family, but they're still kind of related to you. We tend to frown a little bit on doing negative kind of things towards blood, because regardless, that's your family. And I know not everybody gets along with all their fucking family. Not everybody's family members are, the cheeriest, chippers, the awesomest fucking people in the world. I personally, I always tend to go the nice route. If someone's giving me a problem or I have a problem with someone, I always try the nice way first. That doesn't work. Have at it. But I'm always, the kind of person you get more flies with, honey, not vinegar. So I always try and go the nice route with people first, out the gate. If that doesn't do too good, then, no holds barred. Oh, do we have a troll, it looks like? One other question. What is a general option on LGBT people entering traditions? I've heard some are not accepting. So in Palo, you'd be really hard pressed. It's really taboo for Wari and Palo, and it's not anything against them. It's the tradition and the lineage. It's not anything personal or anything like that. There are some Santeria houses. I know some voodoo houses where it's more acceptable, but it's definitely a no-go in Palo. Someone just deleted a comment asking if I ever worn a trash bag. Trash bag fashion lover. Okay, so that makes sense, but trash bag fashion is a thing, and I am a fashion designer, but no, I've never worn a trash bag. But yeah, they don't belong here. Marlene, good job, honey. Like I said before, go to your ancestors and let them bring you to the right godparents. Absolutely. That seems really loud to you guys. I feel like I'm talking over, like I talk overly loud because the music's so loud. We don't want that. Yeah, absolutely. Seeking a godparent, don't be hungry, don't be in a hurry. Ask your spirits to guide you to the right one, and take your fucking time. Really, guys, take your time and vet them. Ask them questions, ask them all kinds of shit. And if you ask them their lineage or this and that, and they don't want to fucking tell you, run. that's information that any, priest or legitimate godparent gives out freely. I was able to drop in for a minute and it keeps buffering. I've been watching my lives on commutes to and from work and listening to. Wow, super fan. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. I can definitely tell you have been trained well based off your products I've got. Oh, so you've gotten products. Awesome. I love my clients. Thank you. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't know if y'all are here, but instead of having to rewatch the fucking first 10 minutes, December 1st, for everybody, free shipping all month on every order. Ships free all month of December. And if you spend $30 or more, you get 25% off your order. Happy fucking holidays. Practitioners aren't posted on a corner. So, how do you go about finding someone locally? Locally is the thing. It really is. If you look on Facebook, there usually are groups for local people. Like here we have Kansas City Pagan Meetup or something. It's a group on Facebook where, pagans of all paths, they get together and have coffee once a week and shit like that. I mean, stuff like that can get your foot in the door. Look for a local botanica. Look for a local conjure shop. Look for, your local pagan bookstore. Start hanging around those places and you're usually going to run into, people local around you. Now, whether you live in Ohio, there's plenty in Ohio. Who are you looking for in Ohio? What you looking for in Ohio? I know a lot of people in Ohio. Are you very late? No, you're not. You're only, how long have I been on here? 12 minutes. 12 minutes late. Closest you found was Wigan. No, there's there's plenty of African traditional houses and all kinds of stuff going on in Ohio. You just got to know where to go. And like elders, I'd say 85% of your real elders in the communities are not online, but their godchildren are. So, you might have to go the route of finding the godchildren, speak to them about who their godparents are, see if then book a reading with the godparent and, get your foot in the door. Great to see me back. It's been a minute. Yeah, I'm going to be cutting the lives back, guys, because I love doing the lives. I love answering the questions. I love helping everybody because that's what I'm supposed to do. But I give a lot away, and I give a lot of my time. I have been giving a lot of my time, a lot of my knowledge, and everything for basically nothing. And I'm of the school. Usually if something's free, it's not appreciated. It's appreciated a lot more if you got to work for it. So I'm still going to be doing this. I'm not going to be stopping. But I'm just going to be cutting back the frequency, which I'm doing them because I have a lot of other stuff to do. First time I've been able to turn into a live. One talking point I think is good to talk about is the spending too much money on spiritual products that someone does not need. I mean, yeah, hopefully if you're buying spiritual products, you know what to do, how to use them, and all that. I just had a girl write me not 10 minutes ago. She purchased some powders and stuff from me, and she's texting me asking me how to use them. And I'm glad to help her. It's my product, so I gave her some ideas on what she could do with it. But it's it's better what you're buying before you buy it, and how to use it. And, so you're not just throwing money and got a whole bunch of piles of stuff that you don't know what the fuck to do with. DM me on Insta. Absolutely. Yeah. If you're looking for an ATR house, I can definitely point you in the right direction in Ohio. Well, thank you, Felicia. I'm one of her favorites. A lot of people don't like me, so that's cool. Okay. Well, thank you, Aaron, for joining us briefly. How come I don't have a donation tab up? I don't know, because I have my shop. So, I mean, I could put a donation tab up, I guess, but I figured, if people want a product, they're going to buy it from me. So I don't know. If y'all just want to send me money, hit me up on Facebook. Hit me on Facebook. I got that PayPal button in the messenger. That's another thing I'm doing. You know, this is, I've said it 100 times. I do these lives to help everybody answer your questions. Don't hit me up in my inbox asking me 500 fucking questions or specifics on how to do work or like anything like that, because I'm going to fucking hit that PayPal button and you're going to fucking pay me for the answers. I mean, I do these lives so you guys can come ask your questions. You know, I'm not going to be every day in my inbox answering questions for free. Sorry. Yeah, if someone comes at me in my inbox with 500 questions, I'm like, pay button. Pay button, consultation. Now, if you bought a product and you have a question about it, I will happily answer product questions. But yeah, it's just people are sometimes ridiculous. How would you handle spirits or even worse, demons that need to be exorcised? So it depends, you know, on what type of spirit it was and what the fuck was going on. You'd have to do a reading on it. You'd have to do a reading to see what you're dealing with to find the remedy for what it is. Because there's, as you said, there's spirits, there's demons, there's lower level, there's higher level, there's elevated, there's ancestors, there's dead, there's court, there's 100 different kinds of spirits around us all the time. If you're having an issue with one, you need to have a reading to figure out what it is, who it is, if it needs to be gotten rid of, and how to get rid of it, if you know. But typically, if it's something just some caca in your house, camper, like I always say in every video, or a fucking camper. My Florida water is the bomb. Awesome. Strong empath, working retail, dealing with hundreds of people all day can drive me up a wall. Using it helped me keep the same level of your awesome. Oh, awesome. I'm glad it's helping you. Yeah, I love it. I carry a little spray bottle, a little spritzer of it in my bag at all fucking times. So I run into some energy out there or a person or something that's, you know, I don't like their energy. I'm gonna just spray shit. If I have to shake hands with somebody, I spray my hand immediately after they're not looking. I don't like people touching me. Don't like energy exchanges like that. So yeah, I always carry that Florida water on me at all times. How is it going with the readings? Last time I heard you were still studying and reading up. Yeah, I'm still not been given licensia for the readings. Actually had Thanksgiving Day, I had a local person contact me who is in some situation. I asked permission of my godfather if she could come over and I could give her a reading, and he agreed to that. And he was on call. He was like, if you got any problems, you got any questions, fucking call me, because reading, the reason I haven't been given a license, I'm still studying and learning it, is because divination is such the hugest deal. It's like, it's bigger than the work, because the work depends on the divination. The divination is everything. It is the most important factor in everything we do. And doing it incorrectly or missing things or stuff like that, you can really mess somebody up. You really can. You can just screw their shit all up if you get it wrong or you're missing key points to things. You know, so that's why it takes so long to learn it and get licensia for it and everything, because you could really screw people up if you're not doing it right. So yeah, that night, my tata was on call. He was like, call me. If something comes up, you don't know what's going on, you can't, you think you're missing something, you don't understand something, fucking call me, don't fuck this girl up. I'm like, all right. So yeah, but as far as just doing them all the time, not yet. Not yet. But it's gonna happen. Everything happens in its time, as always. Seen people making buku money with that money sign on YouTube. You mean the donations button? Yeah, I don't even know how to do that. Like, I never even looked into it. I don't know. There's like, when I start a live, there's no option where it says like add a donation button. I don't even know how to fucking do it. Can a yellow candle be used for control of the situation? control of a situation, I wouldn't use that term. Yellow is typically used for success. Sometimes it can be used for prosperity, as in gold, money, but it's mostly used for success and good energy and stuff like that. So, example, when I do a crown of success setting of lights for a client, I use a yellow candle. Is that controlling the situation so that they have success? No, it is not a controlling thing, but it's just a success energy and prayer that's pushed. It pushes, the situation the direction you want it to go. Does it totally control it? No. Are all hoodoo practitioners Christian? No. I know many that are not Christian, and a lot, they'll still use Psalms, they'll still work with saints, they'll still do all that, but they're not technically practicing Christians or Catholics. I mean, if you want a hoodoo, you really got to use the Bible. You really got to use the Psalms. Do you have to be a baptized, practicing Christian or Catholic to do that? Absolutely not. The Spiritismo, is the same way. They use, Bible, Psalms, saints, all that kinds of stuff, and they're not Christians or Catholics, really. I mean, some of them are, but not all of them. Would you use a brown candle to control? So brown is more for grounding a situation. It's really good in court cases, but it's brown is really good for grounding things. For control, what I suggest is purple, or red can do it too. Black can do it as well, but purple's the best one for a control type of work. What's the best way to handle a woman giving me the evil eye? She flat out told me she's jealous of me. So I'm assuming it's someone like in your real life and not on virtual land, like internet. Get an evil eye amulet's a really good one. The blue glass eyes. They have them in bracelets, they have them on rings, they have them on necklaces. They have them on earrings, they have them on fucking everything. Or there's another one. It's like a hand, and it has the eye in the palm. That's another good one. Those are great talismans for evil eye. Other than that, I might just banish the bitch. Keep her, keep her away from you. You could also do something like I'm offering. Oh yeah, guys, I'm offering jars now, like complete jar works that you can buy the whole fucking shebang with instructions. You can buy them with instructions. The instructions are the most valuable part of the whole thing. But like, you get a jar, you get my oils, you get a powder, you get a bag of herbs, you get the candles, everything for them. All you need is the tag locks, the petition, and your intent, and there's full instructions with them. So someone who came right out and said, I'm jealous of you and is giving you evil eye, fucking banish them or put them in like a shut the fuck up jar or something. Just get them away from you and stop them from talking about you. Oh, see, she's spreading horrendous gossip. Okay, see, I didn't even read that. And I'm sitting here talking about a gossip jar. Yeah, gossip jar. Gossip jar. I sell those at Tapaboca work. I sell Tapaboca oil, all that kind of stuff. But lots of ways, again, to stop gossip. There's also a work you can do with St. Raymond to stop gossip. Because St. Raymond, if y'all don't know about St. Raymond, he was martyred by having a not really padlock, I guess, but a lock. His lips were literally pierced and padlocked shut as a saint. So we use St. Raymond to shut people up and stop gossip, and there's work you can do with him as well. I couldn't find a purple, so I used white. So white substitutes for any color. White, the color white contains all colors of the rainbow spectrum. So white absolutely substitutes for any color out there in a pinch. Hi, Be Young. Yeah, I come into contact with her all. Yeah, just do some Tapu Boca shit on her. Maybe put some banishing oil, banishing powder down, something like that, hot foot, and keep her away from you. Eyeballing the enemy one. I love the enemy jar. Oh my god. I am a firm advocate that there's only really one type of work that belongs in a jar, and that's negative work, enemy work. Good stuff, you don't want to lock it in a jar. Typically, there are, some things that you can do that with, but typically it's just enemy work. Let me sip this tea. I love enemy jars, and what's great about the jars that I sell, you can use them forever. You can use them until they're fucking full. Keep that shit around. Work it whenever, if something starts popping up, work it again. What are you doing? My dog's right here. Get your head off my lap. Mama's busy. Come on. Come on. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Yeah, the jars are really good. What? He's like right in my lap. What do you want? You already been out. Go lay down. Come on. Quit bugging me. You're a good boy. I'd love to order from you, but shipping to Australia is like $65. Yeah, and I don't think I offer shipping to Australia anymore because they're, what do you call them? Customs, especially as far as herbs and stuff go, are really fucking strict. Actually, I've cut back on almost all my international shipping. I only ship internationally to like 4 countries now because I had a bad experience with Greece, and I'm like, you know what? We're not doing this anymore. I still ship to a few international countries, which are the ones I know I'm not going to have a fucking problem with. But customs are becoming such a bitch in these countries. Cow tongue spell, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of overused, and you could do it so much simpler. I only do cow tongue spells on really fucking tough targets. Like you tried every fucking thing out. Look at this thing. You tried every fucking thing else, and it's not working. Like last resort, fucking, cow tongue. Cow tongues are expensive too, and it's a lot of work, and you got to keep it around for like a week, and it starts stinking, and I see a lady using aloe leaf instead of the tongue. I've never seen that, but thinking of the logistics of it, that sounds like a good substitute because aloe is very slippery and slimy and gooey and gummy. Yeah, that sounds like it would definitely work. What are bats' eyes good for? I couldn't find any info on Google. My grandma practiced, and I found them in her old cabinet. So old hoodoo and conjure workers. Bat's eyes aren't really bat's eyes. Like they're not eyes out of a bat. They gave nicknames to different herbs and roots. I don't remember what exactly bat's eye, what herb that was, or what root. I think it would probably be a root, or it could even be a berry, maybe. But yeah, if you look up, if you find any old school conjure spells or work or anything like that, the names, Aya Newt and whatever, Bat's Eye and Wingo, whatever, those are just nicknames for actual roots and herbs. There are sites online that I've seen do translate some of those from old books and stuff. And so you'd have to research that. I don't remember what what herb that is, but it's not real bat's eyes. I can probably pretty much guarantee that. Cow tongue spell sounds amazing. I mean, yeah, but like I said, It's a lot of work. That one is a big work. So I always try the simplest routes, the simplest, nicest way to do things. I exhaust all those routes before I, go into more extreme measures. Those are if you got really fucking tough targets. Australian customs are the word, right? That's what I don't even offer shipping to Australia anymore. Their there's restrictions on herbs are like fucking ridiculous, and I wouldn't even trust shipping any herbs over there. And then even with the oils all got herbs in them, and so it, Australia sucks. I like the country, but their customs suck ass. I'm not shipping to Australia anymore. Had to visit your site. It's been a while. The jars, sweet. Okay, there's my chat again. It's Kimberly Ross. Hi, good to see you live. I got a question. Will your tainted love oil make someone fall in love with you? Plus, what offerings would you leave for love work? So I fucking hate love work. Tainted love oil. Will it make somebody fall in love with you? Real deal love? No. Tainted love oil. I get a lot of questions about that one. It's more like a dominating obsession kind of oil. It's not, the platonic, true. That's why I make true love oil. I make two love oils. I make true love and tainted love. I got all these pop-ups popping up here. Hold on. You're blocking my chat, pop-up. Thank you. Yeah, tainted love. It'll definitely make someone crawl on their hands and knees. It's more of a obsession, dominating. I call it leather-clad love. It's not. It's not their heart. Not real. That's what I make the true love oil for. What offerings do you leave for love work? So, who are you doing the love work with? What spirit? Whatever spirit you're doing the love work with, that you want to leave offerings for that spirit. Love the Tool soundtrack. Yeah, I have a lot of Tool on here. Would you consider writing a book? Nope, I wouldn't. People have asked me that before. There's 500 million books out there. I don't need to write a book, another fucking conjure book. There's 500 of them. I will recommend a movie though. I watched a movie tonight that I found. It was actually made in 2015. It's called The Murder in Hex Hollow. It's either called Murder in Hex Hollow or it's just called Hex Hollow. It's one of those. But it's about, and everybody from Pennsylvania knows the story. It's all about a trial set in 1928 of a powwow worker that was murdered for being a witch, basically. And this movie is all about that. And it was filmed all around where I grew up and like the legends that I heard growing up. And it's a really cool movie. And they interview real practitioners of powwow in the movie that are still alive today. And, everything. It's a really cool movie for anybody interested in the powwow and Appalachian German folk magic kind of traditions. It's a great movie. On a Moonflower, use the True Love oil to help get that along. The tainted love is 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, Marlene learned quickly not to use the tainted love oil personally. It's reserved only for her clients now. Because Marlene couldn't walk for like a month. After she used my tainted love oil personally, she's like, nope, that's only for clients. But the True Love oil, that's really good stuff. When I first tested the True Love oil. My husband's my guinea pig a lot of times. He doesn't know it. So I tested that formulary in a bath. I made him, and it worked really good. Let's just say it worked really fucking good. I'm not gonna go into detail. Makes sense about the tongue. Yeah, I mean that's an extreme work, and it's a lot of work. And it's expensive work to perform. Um, so yeah, I only level up. You start on the bottom level, and you do the simple, easy, cheap stuff. And usually those work. Usually your targets are not going to be that fucking tough unless your target is another fucking worker or something. What's going on with the music? I wish to proceed. Yes, proceed. Thank you. Australia does suck. Custom suck in Australia. I think the country's beautiful though. You got a lot of cool critters down there that are like only native to Australia, which is pretty cool. Tell how to use a domination or do as I say. So, I mean, there's so many ways you guys can do this stuff, especially with oils and powders. It's like I told, the questioner earlier on Instagram. You can use these products in so many ways. You can use them in any kind of work, and candle work or otherwise. You can put them on your hands. You can put them on your target. You can dress items in them and give them to your target. Wear it on you. I mean, there's so many different ways to use these products, guys. Just get fucking creative. So many ways. So domination oil. I mean, the simplest trick. Get a petition, picture whatever of the fucking target, put it in your right shoe, and dress it in domination oil and walk around on that fucker all day. I mean, you don't even really need the oil for that one. Just put it in your shoe. Simple things always work the best, y'all. I seen some fuckery about glitter the other day. I don't know what that is. This glitter shit gotta fucking go. You see animals in my windows again. Oh, my cat's right there. He's black though, so you can't really see him. That black blob right there is my cat. Orbs. Yeah, we got a lot of those around here. Do you keep a book with all your favorite works in it? How do you plan it? Yeah, I do. I'm really bad at writing things down though. But I do keep a book, and I try to write everything down. I have a section book, so like each section is a different thing. I have a section for powders, I have a section for oils, I have a section for the types of work, I have a section all about herbs, and their uses. I just, get one of them notebooks with the different sections and partition it out. I'm bad about keeping track of stuff, and usually if I remember to write it down, I'm scribbling on some scrap piece of paper somewhere, and then I usually lose it, or it gets mixed in with other stuff. Like when I was making these Makutos this week, I started writing it down. I started writing down, but then it started getting more and more complicated, and I was getting so focused on listening to spirit and trying to figure out what I was doing with this thing that I forgot. I started like the first 8 things got wrote down, but then like halfway through it, I stopped writing it down, and I don't even remember. I don't even remember. I'm really bad about that, but yeah, I do. I do try and write everything down. Your husband is the cutest. Love the video of her. He ate the hot. Yeah, he's adorable. Poor guy. He got cataracts now. He has to go get surgery. He's always got something wrong with him. Poor guy. The glitter in the the glitter in the candles. No, it was. I mean, it was that, but it was more along the lines of the economic or not economic effect it's having. Glitter is having on the planet and the oceans. And because they're microplastics, I'm sure you guys have heard of those. They're like contaminating everything, and they get in the fish, and then we eat them. And y'all stop with the glitter. Stop with the glitter. And it's fucking flammable. It's toxic and it's flammable. Why? Why does everyone feel such a need to put glitter in all their hurt? Please, someone tell me the magical correspondence of glitter and what it lends to the fucking work. Somebody tell me, please. I'd love to fucking know. By the way, hot foot powder works so good. Both weird neighbors moved out the same way. Not even the one you targeted. Yeah, and that's like my regular hot foot. I hope your situation got straightened out with the hot foot. You got to be really careful with the hot foot. Yeah, I have never had anybody come back and tell me it didn't work. I really haven't. If it hasn't worked for somebody, they haven't told me it hasn't worked, or I haven't gotten a review on it or anything. Everyone I've talked to, it's always worked with no problem, and it works quick too. 2 animals covering the whole window. Well, I don't know. A lot of times cameras pick up a lot of things that we can't see with our human eyes because we can only perceive 1% of what actually exists. Please should PP see what you are talking about. Oh, so everybody's seeing it. Lemmy Adams. It's the lighting in the window. It looks like the curtain does have spots on it. Well, I mean, it's not spots. It's like leaves, like imprinted on. It's like a sheer curtain with leaves on it, which is not what I ordered, but that's what they sent me. So that's what's in the fucking window because I wasn't sending them back and doing all this bullshit. That's what I got. That's what's in the window. It's like a sheer and it has leaves like printed on it. He has them in her windows all the time. Yeah, we got a lot of things are in here. Poor husband can't see sneak attack. He never sees my sneak attacks anyway. I scare him so bad all the time. I love it. Kind of looks like wolf's ears and a snout. Okay, so I think I see what you're seeing. They're right here, like an eye, or an ear and an ear, and then like right here. Yeah, that's actually printed on the curtain. Hi, Emperor Theron Sadilith Witch. Hello. Everybody's seeing wolves. Are you guys talking about these spots right here? So I'm pointing at, like right there and right there and right here. Like it kind of looks like a face to me, or like ears or something. Is that what y'all are talking about? Because that's all I see. Yes. Okay. I'm not crazy. Spots look like wolves. That's funny. What have you found is the hardest part of being a professional worker? So, dealing with people's problems. When you're a professional worker, you agree to take on the issues. Everybody's out there and fucking help people and do your best and not fucking rip them off. And, but just generally having to listen and take on everybody's problems. You're basically, a psychotherapist of magic. I always said, if you ever want to know how fucked up the world really is, just peek in a root worker's inbox once. See how fucked up the world really is. We hear a lot of fucked up shit. I had, a client coming the other day talking about, their grandbabies getting raped, and I'm like, oh my, like, y'all, the shit that we got to take on and deal with, and that energy, and do our best to help people and get them spiritually straightened out, and it takes a toll. It really does. I found shoes in a minute. Possums. Text and phone falls at 3 a.m. So I'm not taking fucking phone calls. Text, I mean, if I'm awake, I'm a night owl, so if I'm awake, I might answer your shit. I might wait till tomorrow, but yeah. And a lot of my friends that are workers that do take phone calls do have the problem with their phone ringing all fucking hours of the night. They gotta turn their phone off because people don't give a fuck. My godfather had a heart attack and was in the fucking hospital with a heart attack, dying, and his clients were still calling him. They ain't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. All they care about, is their problem and what the fuck you gotta do for them. Do you find that sometimes people would be better seeking medical help than magic help? You might have talked to. Yeah, I have talked about this before. And when it comes to health issues, I always suggest, seeing a doctor first. If anybody comes to me with health issues, my first question is, have you fucking seen a doctor? I always go the medical route. And if the medical route is not helping or it can't find anything, that's when we start going to the spirit route, because 99.9% of the time, spiritual illnesses, you won't be able to find a cause medically for them. And I went through that personally. I went through 8 months of 20 different doctors and 5,000 different tests, and nothing. Everyone said nothing was wrong with me. But yet I was dying. So, quite literally. So yeah, I always suggest people seek medical advice first. Also, sometimes you get clients that are mentally not stable, and you might suggest to them to see a psychiatrist or something before you agree to take them on as a client, or any of that. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, guys. It's really hard. That's why, and that's another thing. You gotta have stamina to deal with all this shit, and you have to have life experience and magical. That's probably a bad word to use, but spiritual experience. You have to have had experienced these things to understand what's going on with people and how to fucking help them. If you haven't experienced it, if you haven't gone through it yourself, then how are you going to help somebody? And I've said it before, like workers that are doing work for people that they can't do for themselves. Like you see somebody who's perpetually fucking single, can't hold down a relationship, doing all this love work for people. Like if they don't have no love, if they're not in a solid relationship, don't fucking have them do love work for you, because they can't do it for themselves. If they're broke and po all the fucking time, don't have them doing money work for you, because they can't manifest money for themselves. How are they gonna fucking manifest it for you? That's some common sense. Before Etsy shut my magic shop down, I was constantly talking to clients. Yeah, every day, all day, I'm answering client emails, and I'm not even started with readings yet. That's just product questions and regular questions. Like I said, I'm gonna start charging people on my downtime when they come to me with 500 questions. Have you rejected some types of work, and are you able to talk about it briefly? I mean, I have. I really don't do a lot of work for clients right now in light settings because I'm not doing readings. So, and I don't do work without a reading. I really don't. Even my light settings that I'm offering, which really isn't, worker. It's just a prayer vigil. But it's worked with my spirits and the right herbs and energy and everything. But even on those, a lot of times I'll do a quick little divination on it to make sure, because a lot of clients, they buy stuff and they don't know what they need. Like example, I had somebody buy like 5 different light settings at once. Like they bought every single one I offered. And I'm like, This is a lot of different energy, a lot of work to be being done at once. And it's like they have no idea what they need. So a lot of times, if somebody buys a light setting, I might contact them, especially if I do a divination on it, and the divination is like they don't fucking need this. Um, I'll contact them and I'll be like, hey, what's going on? Like, why do you want this light setting? What's the situation? And 9 times out of 10, that's not the one they need. Like the one they bought is not the one that they need. They need a different one. So even stuff like that, I prefer doing, some small divination on stuff before I do it. I don't like doing any kind of, works or anything without readings and divination. And so I'm not offering those, so I'm not really doing work. But have I turned types of work down? Yeah, I have. I love work. I'll turn down in a heartbeat. I don't fucking like doing it. And if I do offer it, I'm going to charge out the fucking ass for it because I'm really good at it and I hate doing it. So it's going to be expensive. It takes a toll on a worker for sure. Absolutely. Hey there. I used to be known as Denise the Wandering Artist. This is my new handle name now. Well, hi, honey. Denise. Yeah, you're always here. Why'd you change your name? Just felt like it. The account gets shut down. I hope not. Hello, Nothingness Chronicles. I seen you earlier. Did you leave and come back? Do we have any more questions? It's been an hour. This little thing sticking up right here is annoying the shit out of me. I'm trying to start another little dready, and it's not quite a dread yet. And it's just sticking straight up, and it's annoying. Change of pace. I felt the other name limited me. Okay. I mean, a wandering artist is pretty cool. Unless you don't want everyone to think you're an artist or something. Blue Oyster Cult in concert last month? They're touring? Concerts and shit are so expensive now, y'all. Like, it's just stupid. Just fucking stupid. Like, I want it. Fleetwood Mac is coming to fucking Sprint Center down here, and I was like, I would love to see Fleetwood Mac. Like, nosebleed ticket the whole way at the fucking top. Like, $280 a ticket. And I'm like, it's stupid. It's stupid, ridiculous. And then it's the people that are running around asking for free work, got all this extra money to go blow $200 and $300 on a fucking ticket to fucking concert or some stupid shit. But you want free fucking work. What did my godfather say the other day? People spend their money and make room for what's important. And that really, if you think about it, that is so true and so honest and so blatant. If it's important to you, you'll make the time, you'll make the room, you'll get the money to fucking do it. I love my godfather. He's so awesome. He just gives these little gems of things, and you're just like, whoa. Oh, do magic wands have any role in your work? No, they do not. I do not. I mean, that's more of a trad, witchcraft kind of thing. Now, in powwow, I wouldn't say wands were used, but we did use rods. Those are typical in powwow, and there's specific ways to make rods. And yes, dowsing rods, but I'm talking about rods that were kind of like wands too. They weren't really typical in powwow, other than dowsing rods. Those are definitely typical. But the working rods, not a lot of powwowers use those. There is a recipe for them in Long Lost Friend. So I know they were used. I know some old school ones, like one or two back home that had things like that, but it's not typical, even in powwow. Where do I start in hoodoo? Get a mentor. That's where you start. Wanted to do art and more. Okay. What book can you recommend? A hoodoo book to recommend? So I mean, I've done book recommendations 100 times on my videos. There's so many. Root, Stone, Sticks and Bones. I don't remember the name of the artist or the author. I have it over here. It's a good hoodoo book. Hoodoo Sam Moyes just came out with a new book. Working Conjure. I think that's what it's called. That's another good one. The Magical Power of the Saints is another good book. I mean, I've done book reviews so many times on videos. Yeah, those are all good books to start with. Anything by Starcassis, Mama Starcassis is a good book. She has several out there. Charles Porterfield is another good author. Any of his books are really good. We got VIP status now, so next year we get to pose with the band. Cool. That's really cool. Guy just asked me today for free money for a free money spell. I'm like, no. That post got deleted in the group when someone was asking for free work. Because then, I was like, do you fucking work for free? Who the fuck works for free? Spirits don't work for free. Nobody works for free. And somebody commented, they're like, well, some people, just work for offerings or something. And I commented back and I was like, how's that working out for you? And then they deleted the whole thing. Fucking people. Because I even said on there, entitled much? Fucking entitlement much? Just free, yeah. Who does work and doesn't charge? Who does it for free? Fucking give me a break. This shit costs so much money. That's what she said. There's a lot of workers out there that work for offerings and, they buy the supplies out of their own pocket. And shit. I was like, how's that working out for you? Y'all are fucking crazy. Okay, so how's my favorite witch doing? Very busy. Very, very busy. I got so many things on the table right now. I'm being forced to do something I don't want to fucking do. But that's how it always goes. You said you do love work, but you said you do love work, but you do money, success, road opening type of work. If so, is that on the site? I mean, the actual kinds of work are not on the site because I'm not offering readings yet. There are light settings for those things on the site, though. Which, I mean, technically, I guess it kind of sort of is work, but it's not really. I mean, it's just a candle. It's just a candle. It's a prayer vigil candle, dressed with appropriate roots, herbs, oils, and powders. Worked with my spirits, with my prayers, for a week or, however long it takes to get done. That's the only work type of things that I am offering at this point in time because I'm not offering readings yet. Free money, right? I'll tell you what, Marlene Lopez, she is like, she got some money rice for me, and that shit is just like, tell him, Marlene. Like, every time she turns around, she's getting, like, winning things and getting all this money. I'm like, God damn, it don't even work like that for me. Like, what the fuck she doing with my shit? She messaged me the other day and said she just got, like, 2 gift cards from Lowe's or something. Like, one was, like, for $500 and one was for, I don't know, some other amount of dollars. And I was like, my shit don't even, like, it don't even work for me like that. What the hell are you doing with my shit? Oh, by the way, Marlene, you guys have heard me talk about her products a lot. Her soaps and everything are just fucking incredible. She has a new one out, bay leaf and tobacco. Oh my gosh, to die for. But Marlene sent me a big box of samples. So everybody that orders from me until they run out, is getting some free sample of Marlene's soap with your order until they run out. I actually sent out like a quarter of the box the other day, honey, over Black Friday weekend. like quarter of the box went in orders. So her soaps are just fucking phenomenal. She is like the soap mistress. Fucking good shit. I'm trying to talk her into making deodorants and like body spritzes and stuff like that, because the scents she come up with are like so yummy. And this bay leaf tobacco one, I really love it because like I bathed with it, my husband bathed with it, and the scent like sticks on you for like ever. Like 3 days later, he's walking past me and I'm like I'm still smelling it on him when he bathed with that soap. And I was like, damn, that's good shit. Really good shit, y'all. Free work has a word for it. It's called volunteerism, right? I don't fucking volunteer. Neither do my spirits. They don't volunteer for shit. How have you seen the Roots and Bone Botanica in Ruby Island? Oh, okay, you're talking about. Okay. He said I get paid on. Whoa, my chat just like went stupid. Hold on. He said I get paid on Friday. I said I will help him. Right? Spirits do not work for free. And I've had people, you know, right now people come to me for readings. I'm referring them out. I'm sending them to my godparents. Mostly, I have sent a few to, you know, god brother or sister, but mostly to my godparents, mostly to my tata. And I had one lady contacting me, and I'm like, I think it was love work, and I was like, here's the number, give him a call. And I got back with her like a week later, and I'm like, did you do the reading? Is he doing the work? And she was like, no, it's too expensive. And I'm like, good work isn't cheap. Neither is it free, but it's definitely not fucking cheap. And if you want something you know is gonna fucking work, you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay for something that is like 100%. You know, if it's cheap, it's not good. There's like a meme out, like if it's cheap and good, it's not gonna be fast. If it's fast and cheap, it's not gonna be good. Like, I mean, common sense, y'all. If it's free or cheap, it has no value. It has no value because the person is doing it doesn't even give it value. No value. No good. He said, okay, are there hoodoo funeral rites and how are they performed? I don't know of any hoodoo funeral rites because it's not a religion. Hoodoo is a diaspora tradition. It's not a religion. So, no, I don't know of any hoodoo funerary rites. Is that Rob Zombie? It was. I must be way back on the comments. Some Rob Zombie was on there a little while ago. Oh yeah, Money Race is still going. See, I'm telling you, she got better luck than I do with that shit. $600 in gift cards. She had a bunch of other shit too when she first got it. She's like $80 here, $800 there. I'm like, what the hell are you doing with my shit, girl? Damn. Of course, when I really work it, I mean, the last time I did a major prosperity work, I got over like $6,000 in one pop, and I was like, damn. And it came from nowhere. Like, it came from nowhere. It just showed up in my bank one day, and I was like, get it, ancestors. I don't have to do prosperity work very often personally, but when I do, it's when I need a big amount. I got one going right now. Need a big amount. Post her link. All right, Marlene, post your link to your SoCal. It's SoCal Sorcery. Marlene can post a link to your soaps, honey. Ancient Visions Christian who runs is a voodoo Husani. He's absolutely phenomenal. Ancient Visions Christian. Okay. I remember you said once you read runes. How do you go about learning that method? I'm trying to branch out from tarot. So I have a book. Um, my rune set in the book I have is really old. Like I got them in the 80s. I think I showed it on here before. I don't remember the name of the author or the name of the book. So like when I first started with runes, I was in my teens. I think it was like the early 80s. So I bought a set of runes and it came with this book. It's the Book of Runes by Ralph H. Bloom. This came with the runes. This is a really good book on runes. I mean, I've read other ones, but I still always go back to this one. It came with the set. So that's where I learned how to read runes, was out of that book. And I tell you what, I've been using runes, like I said, since my early teens, since the early 80s, and they have never been wrong. Ever. Ever. Ever have they been wrong on anything. And I don't know if it's like the actual rune reading or if it's like my ancestors and my spirits that I always have with me, because they communicate through the divination systems. Yeah, really good with the runes. Really good. You guys are sniffing on each other. Oh yeah, the soap. I've been sniffing on him like crazy. Because I told you, to me, when the smell faded, it smelled like a cedar. And I love cedar. And every time you walk past me, I'm like, cedar. Like I smelled cedar. And for a minute, I couldn't figure out why the fuck I was smelling cedar all the time. And then I got closer to him. And I'm like, oh my God, it's you. It's that soap. It's still on you. 2-3 days later, it's still on you. We'll be sending out more sample soaps and wax melts. Awesome. Yeah, her wax melts are really good too. She sent me little cinnamon ones. And usually when I burn wax melts, I burn them twice. And the smell's like gone. I'm on my third burn of her wax melts and they're still smelling. Good stuff. I remember when my grandma used to, you know what, this light is just, sorry guys. I kind of put the shade up so you guys can see me better, but it's like, my eyes are so light sensitive. It's like I'm starting to see spots because that light's right in my face. I remember when my grandma used to live in Cuba and her client didn't have money for her service because in Cuba there was poverty. So they would bring her chickens and pigs exchanged for gifts. Absolutely. That's where, offerings and sacrifice comes from. And that's the way it works in Africa and Cuba and, impoverished countries. You still, and to them, a chicken is a big sacrifice. That's like a meal for 2 days that they're, that's a big sacrifice for people in, those types of countries. In America, we need fucking money. we need fucking paper. We need fucking paper? Or you better be bringing me a lot of, like, big offerings. Like, but yeah, I mean, that's the whole idea of sacrifice. A chicken and a pig, in Cuba or Africa or something, that's a big sacrifice for somebody to make. That's a meal for a family, for a day or two. A pig would be a meal for a month for a family. That's a big fucking sacrifice for somebody to give. How can I get a sample, Marley? Buy something from me, Felicia, and you'll get a free sample with your purchase. She sent me a whole box of them. Told me to send them out to all my clients. And I was like, cool. No problem. I've had people complain about a $5 3-card draw. Well, then those are people you don't need to even be dealing with. If I have anybody complain about a price, I'm like, go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Get something cheaper. There's cheaper out there. Go get it. You want good shit? You're going to pay my price because that's what it takes. You know, those people, chickens and pigs are expensive. That's food. Exactly. That's real money. Exactly. And that's why, I hate to say this, but I used to associate with a couple people that were in a certain vegan voodoo house. I knew a couple members, and I was actually kind of good friends with them at one point. And I asked them one time, I was like, how can you do the voodoo without sacrifices? Like how do you do it? Like, seriously. And what'd she say? She was like, well, in Haiti and the countries where it comes from, a chicken's a big sacrifice for somebody, because it is. That's a big sacrifice for somebody in, a third world or impoverished country. So she said, here in America, we could go out and buy a chicken for $5. It's not a big fucking sacrifice. They only. So she said, instead of sacrificing animals, they sacrificed their time by doing community service. That's their sacrifice and their offering to their spirits in their house. And I mean, that's a beautiful idea. It's a beautiful idea and a beautiful thought and a beautiful theory. But I don't know any African tradition spirits that don't need blood or some kind of, animal sacrifice. I don't know any. It's in every African tradition. I don't know. I don't associate with those people anymore. That was when I was really, really new, into the ATR pass. As soon as I, learned real stuff, them people are cut off. I don't even deal with those people anymore. That was just so laughable to me. Their sacrifices, community service, and volunteering instead of animals. Because that's a big sacrifice, their time and community service. When an animal wouldn't be a big sacrifice because they could just go buy one for $5. Fuckery. Alicia Phoebe has been thinking about your soap, see? She got soap on her brain. Remember when my okay, I read that one. Is hoodoo African American witchcraft or folk magic? I mean, that's where it comes from. It comes from Africa, is where it's based on through the diaspora. I would say it's 98% African. Wait, it might be a little bit too much. 97% African, with like 1% Native American, 1% Catholicism, and what was the other 1%? Irish or something. Like, it's like a 1% out of like the big piece. The big huge piece is African diaspora. That's where it comes from. I'm schooling y'all because that's one of the questions to get into my group. I just gave you one of the answers. Do you think trad witches should do voodoo work? I don't think anybody should do voodoo work that's not initiated in voodoo. If you're initiated in voodoo, fucking do the shit. If you're not, leave it alone. It's not on her channel. Okay, Marlene posted her link for her luscious, delicious soaps. What's the difference between hoodoo, ATR, and witchcraft? What makes them not witchcraft? So witchcraft, I mean, I just explained hoodoo. It is an African tradition that was born and brought to America out of the diaspora. It is 100% American. You will not find hoodoo in any other country. It's American. ATR stands for African Traditional Religion. Religion being the key word. Religion and all African religions are initiatory, which means you can't practice them unless you're fucking initiated. You can't pick and choose. You can't be eclectic. You can't be appropriating it if you're not fucking initiated. If you're not working under an initiated priest of the tradition, don't be fucking with it. Witchcraft has been around forever. I mean, there's witchcraft in every country. There's Romanian witchcraft. There's German witchcraft. There's Russian witchcraft. Witchcraft is just a really big, broad umbrella term. But again, witchcraft is not a religion, though it can incorporate certain types of religions, depending on where it's being practiced. ATR is a religion. Hoodoo is not a religion. It's a practice like witchcraft, but it comes from Africa. Oh, Lorraine has the same book of runes. Yeah, it's the best one I've ever seen. Oh my god, I have that. I've had that for many years, and it's a good book. They're accurate for me as well. Yeah, that's the best rune book I've ever read. Cedar is my favorite. Right? I want a cedar perfume. I really do. This one smells like cedar. Saw my pendant, and yeah, I like it too. I made 2 of these, one for me, one for my husband. But I made 4 Makutos that night. It was big. It took me like well over a week to make those things. So yeah, if I ever start offering, they're definitely not gonna be fucking cheap. Plus, they need fed. Y'all know what that fucking means. A lot of work. They ain't gonna be cheap when I do start offering them. Good night, Lorraine. Ancient Visions has been making soaps too lately. Nothing better than a handmade soap, right? Marlene got us so spoiled over here. Like, we don't even use store-bought soap. My husband refuses. He refuses. He will not buy or use any store-bought soap ever since Marlene started sending us goodies. Ancient Visions is a witch of Celtic heritage, but I incorporate hoodoo as well. Pretty eclectic. So again, hoodoo's not a religion. So, stuff like that falls, they put it under an umbrella term of paganism. It kind of falls under that because it's not a religion. ATRs, on the other hand, are religions, and they are initiatory, and there are living priests and priesthoods and lineages that have not been broken since the dawn of fucking time. That's not stuff you can just fucking be eclectic with. These are not spirits that will work with just anybody. You must be initiated or be working with an initiated priest. Quit it! Y'all better stop. Okay, any more questions, y'all? We're going on an hour and a half. And like I said, get your questions in because these videos are going to start being a lot fewer and farther in between. I give too much away for free. Anybody? We got 23 people in here. Anybody have any more questions? I'm kind of pooping around here looking for a donation button, but I don't even know how to put it on there. What is your opinion of witches that say they don't need to be initiated into anything and they basically take a bit from each tradition and make it their own? Really, you want my opinion on that? I don't think you want my opinion on that. I think it's a bunch of fucking entitlement appropriating fuckery. And I guarantee I'll put my money where my mouth is. I will guarantee they ain't working with what they think they're working with, and their shit don't fucking work. Guarantee it. I love that you do these videos. Thank you. Oh, well, I enjoy them too, Babs. I was doing a lot of them. and I need to be more focused on learning and doing what I'm supposed to be doing and not giving all my shit away for free. But I am here to help people and answer questions. I meant hoodoo earlier. A witch can practice hoodoo right in your... I mean, you can, but again, you know, it is a diaspora tradition. So I recommend anybody who's looking to practice hoodoo get you a mentor that's schooled in hoodoo. Most of them are going to come from the South. A lot of them are going to be African American or person of color. You know, get you a fucking mentor. A lot of them are going to be old. You want the real deal hoodoo? You find the old heads. Find someone that's at least 40 or older to learn your hoodoo from. I don't get all these young people, and everyone has the same story. My grandmama practiced, and she taught it to me, and I did this since the day I was born. Everybody has the same fucking story, and they're fucking 18 years old or 20 years old. Oh, get a life, people. Get a fucking life. Same story all around. Like, can you practice Palo or Santeria without initiation? Absolutely fucking not. No. And don't even try. Don't even try. Because if you just happen to push the right button, maybe catch the attention of one of the types of energies that we work with in these traditions, which is highly fucking unlikely. But it could happen. Anything's possible. You happen to catch an eye and you don't have lineage to be working with them, they're going to fuck your ass up. If you don't have licentia, if you don't have lineage to be doing what you're doing, they're going to fuck you up. And I'm not talking about, I'm going to have some bad luck for a minute. I'm talking about you're going to die. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, the initiation part's, yeah, because there's a lot of secrets, because the shit is sacred, because it has to be passed on properly so it doesn't get fuckeria'd and all fucked up. Yeah, a lot of it's become because of that, but a lot of it is also license. You have to have license and ceremonies and all kinds of things done to be able to even withstand and deal with the kinds of energies we work with. And even having that, even having the licentia and having the lineage and having the ceremonies and everything done to be able to work with them, this still, you know, it's still really difficult. It's really difficult. The shit we work with don't fucking play. They don't play. And they will fuck you up. They will fuck you up if you just happen to, you know, press the right combination and they kind of look your way for a minute. They're gonna fuck you up, and I mean kill you by fuck you up. They don't play. I think you can get a Patreon account so we can donate on YouTube. I don't even know what that is. I have a Babalao that I follow his instructions and advice to the letter, and he has to do my sacrifices and workings. Yeah, absolutely. Some houses are different. Some lineages are different. You know, like some lineages of Apollo don't allow women or yayas or anything to do any kind of sacrificing or anything like that. Some houses and lineages do. You know, it all depends on your lineage and your godparent and what they do in your house. But yeah, up until the point that you're a fucking priest, yeah, the priest does all your stuff for you. Absolutely. I have a Babalao as well. But I have received, you know, some things through traditions that allow me to do certain things that so he doesn't have to do it. You know, a lot of times I just get instruction He's like, hey, you got this licencia, you can fucking do this yourself. I don't have to do it, you know. But then, you know, a lot of times too, like I'm sure as Marlene can attest, you know, if you're working with a Baba or a Tata or whatever, they'll give you things that you have to do yourself. And in Santeria or Lukumi, they're called Ibo. You know, they'll give you an Ibo to do that you have to do yourself, or sometimes the priest has to do it for you. It just depends on what it is. Getting a mentor for hoodoo here in Australia is almost yeah. It's really an American tradition. Honestly, in Australia, I don't know any practitioners in Australia that are real deal. I don't know any ATR practitioners in Australia. Because really, the diaspora didn't really include Australia, right? So these are African traditions. You know, it's mainly the Caribbean area and North America and stuff. It really didn't go that way to Australia and stuff. So you're gonna be tight there. But even though a lot of people show interest in, you know, like hoodoo and these traditions that are becoming really popular because of, you know, whatever fucking reasons or whatever, everybody has their own ancestral tradition. That's part of their heritage, where they come from. And for 99% of the people, that's going to be your strongest shit, because that is in your blood. That's in your DNA. That's in your heritage. That's in your land. That's in, you know, in everything. Why want to practice some weird foreign thing when your own, you know, traditional heritage stuff will work way fucking better for you in most cases? Some people, you know, go to ATRs and everything like that. But for most people, your own ancestral tradition, whatever the people of your land practice, is what's going to work best for you. And that's where you should start. Get your foundation. Once you get that, if you feel like fucking, you know, branching out into something else, and, you know, maybe do it later, but at least get a foundation. And for around Australia, I mean, I don't know anybody down. The only person I know even relatively close is in New Zealand. I don't really know any practitioners in Australia, so of ATRs or anything else. Where can I find a root worker mentor? I'm from California, so start looking. Like I said earlier in the video, start going to your local shops. Go to your local Botanica. Go to your local conjure shop. Go to your local, you know, occult bookstore or whatever, and start fucking hanging out and seeing who's in the fucking community. Look on Facebook. A lot of towns, states, wherever you're at, have their own little, you know, group of workers for that place that you live at. You know, most of them have a group on Facebook that are local. Start looking there. I mean, and for a root worker mentor, they don't necessarily have to be completely local. Actually, I know a really good one out in California, Gerald White. And I mean, California is a big state. But he has a group on Facebook where he's, it's a pay to join group, and there's like 3 levels. There's like, you know, like the beginner level, and then there's like a middle level, and then there's like, you know, an apprentice level. His little, you know, you pay to join his group, and he will mentor you in his group. He lives in California, and he's a very good practitioner. Yes, get Patreon. Patreon? Am I saying it right? I keep wanting to say Patron. Get some Patron. Oh, well said. Okay, where can I? Okay, I read that one. Get Patron. Patreon. See, now I'm doing it. Okay, Patreon. All I know is I see a $sign where us as a viewer can donate. All right, maybe I'll look into that before my next live. But I mean, y'all need to fucking send me donations, guys. If y'all want to help me, buy something from the shop. Get something out of your donation. Patreon is pretty cool. Check it out. Many YouTubers have Patreon, and it allows the YouTube subscribers to donate to you. It's optional for your subscriber. I mean, I'll have to look into it. I'm wondering how the federal government got their fingers in that shit. That's what I'm wondering right now. Maybe I should look for an Australian Aboriginal elder. I've been studying hoodoo for There you go. There you go. Dude, the Aborigines, I mean, from everything, I don't know much about them. I'm not from Australia, but I read quite a bit on them, and from what I've read, they are like the oldest living tribe. They are the oldest living tribe still alive today. Like, that's the old real deal fucking shit right there. If I lived in Australia, that's where I'd be going. For real. I'd be going to the fucking Aborigines. I would. I'd love to go hang out with them. Learn some things and, their culture and stuff like that. Yeah. Australia, that's where I would go. Absolutely. Have you heard of Bloody Mary of New Orleans? Apparently she's a high priest. No, the only Bloody Mary I ever heard of is a drink and the one you say in the mirror 3 times. The only Bloody Mary I ever heard of. That's why I'm here to learn my roots and Haitian voodoo. Well, you're not going to learn Haitian voodoo here. I am not initiated Haitian voodoo. Is Keith Swift in Cali? No, he's not. He's located in Florida. Yep. Y'all know how many fucking trips and flights I gotta take all the time just to go places I gotta go to, see people I gotta see? It's a lot of traveling. Like I said, local isn't... Yes, it's great to find somebody local. It's ideal. But it's not usually a reality for most people. It's really not. Because your local person might not be what you need. Might not be a good godparent for you. Might not be a good mentor for you. You might have to fucking travel for the right one. I do. I got a local manzo 20 minutes away from me. You think I could join that one? My ancestors said, hell no. You ain't going to that fucking house. We're going to lead you over here. Just because it's local does not mean it's good or the right one. Just saying. I said Patreon correctly. Okay, because I keep wanting to say Patron. You can set up through direct payment. Y'all just buy some products, man. Just get some products from me. But you are worth it, girl. Plus, I love your shop too. Oh, well, thank you. Shots on the brain. I don't even drink. I don't know why I keep thinking of Patron. Maybe my spirits. Man, my spirits want something. Equal energy for equal exchange, information, and time. There we go. After 30 years of practice, I'm feeling stagnant. European heritage, all my older family has passed, and trying to get European herbs and roots is ridiculous. Aboriginals tend to not be very sharing with white folk. Well, I don't fucking blame them. You can't blame them. You really can't. Yeah, getting the herbs down there would be a bitch. But I mean, that's so okay. Let's do an example here. You're an African in Africa, and you get sold into slavery. Okay, and in Africa, you had your religion, your tradition, your herbs, your trees, your plants, your roots, everything that you know and used in your tradition. You get sold into slavery. You get shipped across the fucking world, and you land on in a whole new world place continent with totally different flora and fauna than what you had in Africa. You adjust, you overcome, you adapt, you substitute, you figure out what around you has the same properties of what you had back home. That's why these traditions are still alive today, because they were preserved that way. They adapted, they overcame. Just a little, find a doctrine of signatures for whatever herb your, English heritage stuff is called for, and compare it to ones that are native to Australia or wherever you're at, and swap them out. Just frustrating. Yeah, I mean, that would be, but you can't blame them. You really can't. Okay, any more questions, guys? The viewers are dropping. My dog is bugging. This is really annoying me. Like, I feel like Opie over here. Is that Opie? The one that has the curl thing on the top of his head. Any other questions, guys? We've been here for a little over an hour and a half. Us convicts are still suffering. I'm blue-eyed redhead from Ireland. I'm dying from this Aussie sun. Oh, I imagine you would be. Alafia. See, I wish I could tell you guys some stuff that's going on, but I really can't. I gotta move in silence. I think I posted a meme today. It was like the 3 things you should always keep private. And it was your love life, your finances, and your next move. You'll block your own blessings. So I can't really talk about what's really happening and the things that are, the movements that are going on. But it's going to be it's going to be extreme transformation, and it's going to be hopefully really good. Especially the next move, right? But yeah, okay, so everybody's talking about donate, y'all. I have free shipping all month. Happy fucking holidays. Free shipping all month. And if you spend $30, you're getting at least $30. You're getting 25% off your total purchase all month. Happy fucking holidays. Patron the shop, y'all. Patron the shop. Order some custom dolls from me if you're in a tradition, that does the dolls. I don't know if you guys have seen any of my dolls. I have been given licensia to make dolls, so I got it. I'm making them, I'm doing them, and they're really good. Marlene has one that I made for her. So anybody that needs dolls, come to me for your fucking dolls. Not to Australia. Fuck Australia. Did you post that hawk video? I did. The one where he was screeching at the door. Yeah. A lot of people are thinking the hawk needs help or something, but I don't know. I can't see a hawk coming to a human door and squawking for help. Hawks, I mean, why would a hawk brain go, people will help me? That doesn't make sense to me. To me, it was some kind of messenger. Birds are always messengers. Doesn't matter what kind of bird it is. Birds are messengers. So that to me was a big message for somebody in that house. But I thought it was really interesting. I've never seen a hawk act like that. Does anybody want to adopt an Australian, right? I'd be moving out the damn country, I'm telling you. People need to be stocking up on jars and vigils. I love my doll. It's gorgeous. Yay. She has so many details. Right? Devil's in the details. Always. Devil's in the details. I'm telling you. Let me sip my tea, guys. I'm starting to get hiccups. See my cup? I'll put a spell on you. I had to make these flags for everybody in my house. So I'm doing all the dolls, and I had these flags for the house and everything. And I was going back and forth with my godfather on the price of the flags, because he's like, they can be pretty simple, and you can make them out of felt, they can be super cheap. And I'm like, for what they are and what they're about, I'm like, I think they deserve better than that. I think, I want to do them a little better quality and charge a little more. He wanted to go like the cheap route and charge less. And so like I polled. I made a poll for my house, and I was like, everybody vote. Do you want like better quality, pay a little bit more, or do you want, cheap quality, pay a little less? Every single person voted on better quality, pay a little more. Devil's in the details. Always. Always. And good work isn't cheap. Always. If it's cheap, it has no value. And I think, that was a lesson, for everybody. That people don't mind paying a little more for quality. They really don't. They'd rather have quality and pay a little more than, just have cheap stuff. People need to be stocking up. Okay, people need to take advantage of the 25% off and schedule a series of vigils with you. Lots of things are ongoing works to keep the flow going, right? Like road openers and success and prosperity. And that's why, I've even done tutorials on YouTube for lamps, for certain things, for ongoing stuff that you want to keep it going all the time. Yeah. How many gree can a person have? Is there a limit? I mean, if you want a whole bunch of gree, I would just suggest getting a mojo. Because a mojo is kind of like a catch-all, right? A mojo is like the good luck thing. It's the good luck, it's the money, it's the success, it's the drawing. It's like the mojo is kind of the catch-all. Gree are usually for very specific things. But there's different kinds of gree, so how many could a person have? Is there a limit? I mean, I guess not. But if if you're going that route, just get a mojo. It'd be more cost effective. Sorry, I have fat fingers and my phone doesn't understand me. Damn, wait a minute. My phone doesn't understand me. Damn autocorrect doesn't like me. Okay. Do you make Spanish moss dolls for protection? No, so, I mean, I covered this before. Spanish moss is typically a hexing agent. It's not, I mean, it's used for protection in things like witch balls, protection jars. You could use it something like that, because the tangles of the moss, if something's coming at you, it's going to get tangled up and caught in the moss. So, which is why we kind of use it for things in like balls and jars for protection. But in a doll, no, it would be more hexing if a doll incorporated Spanish moss. If that makes sense. I never really. I mean, I have a doll kind of for protection, sort of, but there's way better things for protection than a doll. Like, way better. There's lots of other options that are way better than a doll for protection. Okay. Any more questions? This is going to be the last one for a while, probably till at least after New Year's. Busy. Any more questions? 18 people in here. No questions? 19 people. No questions? Any more questions? Okay. I guess we're questioned out. I hope I answered everybody's questions. I hope I helped everybody. I think we're done. I think we're done. Okay, guys. So, yeah. Like, subscribe, and share. Follow me on Facebook at Primitive Roots Appalachian Conjure. Follow me on Instagram at Primitive Roots Conjure ____. Visit the shop, primitiverootsconjure.com. Excited to see the new moves. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And it's not even, I don't even want it. God damn it. I don't want it. I always get everything I don't want. It's funny too, because the very first time I met my godfather in person, we were talking about this thing, and I was like, I don't want that, I don't want none of that, I don't want nothing to do with that. He was like, shut the fuck up. He's like, the more you say you don't want it, the more you're gonna fucking get this shit. And damn, he is a wise man. He is a wise man. I love my tata. Right? Marlene knows what I'm talking about. Okay. Visit the shop, primitiverootsconjure.com. Free shipping all month of December and 25% off orders of $30 or more all month of December. Happy holidays. Oh, I'm going to make an announcement in my group too for my admins, Marlene. I'm going to make a special announcement for you guys too, because I got to thank you guys. I got to give you guys like a holiday gift for just being my admins and being awesome and being my wrench and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be doing something for you guys. Follow me on Facebook, Primitive Roots Appalachian Conjure. Follow me on Instagram, Primitive Roots Conjure ____. And everybody have a good holiday. Visit the shop and like, subscribe, and share. Good night, everybody.